Hi, welcome. Today we're going to be trying 7 different olive oils from around the world at various price points, doing a blind taste test to kind of see our thoughts on them and take notes as we go. If you're new here, my name's Hannah and this is my husband Joel.
Hi there.
So to set up the blind taste testing, we put numbers on the bottom of each of the ramekins that corresponds with the number on the bottom of the olive oil bottle. On our tasting sheet, we have a place to rank it from 1 to 10 and put our notes. And then after we go through and put our notes, we will put down the identifier number on the bottom of the sample. And then at the end, we'll go through and kind of reveal what all of those were and which ones scored the highest and which ones scored the lowest.
We have some bread over here that we're going to dip in the olive oil, and we also have green apples and water that will be our palate cleansers.
So we'll start with this one.
Sure.
I'm gonna start with giving it a smell.
I don't know.
It smells a little fruity, a little mild.
I don't trust my palate sometimes. Or my sense of smell.
So I have background in coffee and doing tastings there. I thought it'd be fun to kind of bring that over with olive oils, but this is not something I've worked a whole lot with, and we kind of had to build out the collection for this video. So the Wildly Virgin is the one that we usually keep as our go-to. Tastes a lot more vibrant and like
peppery,
bold,
kind of.
yeah, and peppery. It definitely tastes a lot more full body.
It's peppery, more peppery than I thought.
Yeah, it definitely tastes a lot.
Based on the smell.
Let's say like a 7. What do you think?
Yeah. I think like the first one is interesting because you don't have anything to compare it to. So therefore you're like, I feel like we might have to shuffle things.
Yeah, I think that's a 2.
2?
Can I read my own penmanship? That's $1 million question.
So you go to the next one?
Yeah. So we'll start with smelling it.
Oh, that's really different.
Oh,
wow.
I think I know what this is. So
This is the smoked one, right?
Oh yeah, it has to be the smoked one. So we have one smoked olive oil in the batch, and I'm pretty sure we found it because that's really smoky, almost like a mezcal.
That was like kind of spicy. Was it spicy?
Yeah, a little bit. It has like a little kick when it goes down. The spice is on like the back though, more of like
on the back of your throat.
Back of your tongue and throat. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna say 9. I like smoky things. So I'm gonna put that as a 9. It's really smoky, which I tend to really like. Mezcal is actually one of my go-to liquors and what I go for most in drinks. So it's not surprising that this one went ahead and hit a little higher on the list for me.
I'm gonna put it as an 8 just because I feel like I don't want to jump too high too early, but it is pretty good. I like that.
So I'm try with bread. Yep. Catch me outside all summer with that. That's really so good. All right, let's go ahead and look at our identifier number. That one is 3. Let's pick from the other side this time. Oh, it's really sweet.
Yeah.
And like really kind of creamy. It's like a really nice mouthfeel. But it's also like really light. With bread, it gets a little bit more of that like grassy and like herbaceous side of it. That didn't come out with just tasting it like by itself. I think it's gonna be more like a 5 for me.
Yeah. 5 sounds right. I was like gonna put it like right in the middle.
Time for our 4th one. Oh. It smells like a wheatgrass shot. I don't know if you ever did those growing up.
I think so.
We grew up in very different households.
Yeah.
But it smells like very sweet, very grassy, very much like a straight wheatgrass shot. A little peppery, but like peppery and like green pepper, not like black pepper.
Like, yeah.
Try it with bread. It has like a very pungent-y aftertaste. What do you think? I think it's apple.
I did 4.
Sounds fair.
Like it wasn't terrible. Like I would eat it, but definitely not as good as like some of the earlier ones we had. All right.
My lips are getting so oily.
Yeah. On to the next. There's like some kind of interesting bitterness like on the side of my tongue.
It tastes like my grandmother had these. I'm gonna sound like I lived in such a hippie household, but she had these little enzymes, like digestive enzymes that were oval, and they taste like papaya, or they were papaya, and it tastes like that, but they didn't taste like a true papaya. It was like if you mixed it with like calcium, like a Tums. Let's try it with bread.
It's got a little of like, I'm getting a little of like pepper, like but at the very like at the back of my tongue.
I think I'm gonna put this as like a 3 or even maybe a 2.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. It's just not like, it's very nondescript.
I'll do a 3.
All right. Well, no, it has a little bit of heat to it.
It's kind of spicy.
I feel like it's a very nice, like you wouldn't get sick of it eating it. Like it's like a very nice, like it has a nice palate, but it's not like overwhelming in any direction. But like it's a good like table olive oil, like if it's something you're gonna be eating regularly. Probably an 8. I might put it on the same level as the smoky one.
I put it as a 9.
I just really like the smoky one, but it's not something you'd want all the time. Like I feel like there's definitely days that like I would not want something that smoky. The last one.
Oh wow, the spicy. That's really spicy. That's the spiciest one out of all of them, I think.
The green pepper. A lot of grass.
Yeah, I definitely picked up it had the same grassy taste as like one of the other ones from earlier, but it's way spicier.
I really like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
That might be my like favorite.
Top one. That's your 10.
Yeah, I think so. I might do this as an 8.5.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's something that I feel like, again, it's kind of like the smoky one. It's really nice. It serves a purpose. I'm glad we have like a full and vibrant collection now, but it's not something that I would pull as like my go-to everyday olive oil.
All the time one, yeah. I'm gonna put it as a 6, I guess. We've gathered all the olive oils that we just did a taste test on. Now we're gonna see what is what. We're gonna start with the cheapest one, which is Priano extra virgin olive oil. This is from Aldi. I think it was like $3 or $4. It was really cheap. It is number 5.
Which is the one that we both ended up giving our lowest number to. It's the one that I thought tasted a little papaya-y, a little dull, weirdly kind of sweet. Definitely a more diluted flavor, I think.
I felt like it had a very slightly like bitter aftertaste. Just it wasn't super pleasant. So at least we didn't score this the highest because that would be a pretty big fail, I think.
So this is the one that we already knew what it was just based on it being the only one in the category of being a oak smoked olive oil.
So this is Castillo de Canena. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. They're a family-owned like business. They have like a giant mansion in Spain, and they produce all of their own olive oil. They have some of the best rated olive oils in the world. We have 2 of them here. So this one, and then the Nicole. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I do not rank it very high.
That's interesting. And it is rated 100 points out of 100 on the Floss LA guide.
I think, though, to be fair, I think that we're really stepping up our quality of olive oil, and I think it's a product I would learn to love. But I think that it's a lot more punchy than what we've had in the States, or that we've like really had in our house, or really probably when we've gone out. So I think they really did well in like capturing the essence of their olives, which is fantastic and what they're known to do. It's just a little different than what we're used to, but I'm excited to have it around and like get familiarized with it. Yaldi, it's a Palestinian olive oil, and this one was number 7.
We ranked it pretty high. I think it might be the highest one out of all of them.
Yeah, I think that was the one that I said would be between it and the olive or the smoked one were my go-to predominantly, because I felt like it was like had a nice heat to it. It was a little spicy, but it wasn't overpowering. It felt like it'd be like a really good like table olive oil, just because it was kind of in the middle without that like punch to it, so that you wouldn't get like overpowered. I think it would do well with like more delicate foods to like do as a finishing oil, and I think it'd just be like a good go-to olive oil. So Wildly Virgin is a company I found predominantly because of their branding. They came across Instagram, and they have the octopus, and they had kind of shouted out the person that they worked with who does really artisan branding work, who is incredible as well. And so I was really excited to try it. This is actually the second bottle we've gotten. We flew through one and then went ahead and got a second one. So I think that would be like another good. It was kind of in the middle of the road. I had said it was like, had a more creamy mouthfeel and was a little bit smoother. It was a little bit more herbaceous when you paired it with the bread. When you did it just by itself, it was like kind of a more meek and mild olive oil, but the essence of the olives really come through when you do it paired.
I picked up this one from Harris Teeter the other day. I think it's called Botticelli extra virgin finishing olive oil.
All right, so with all the olive oils, I think this is the only one we have from Italy. We have 3 on the table from Spain, 1 from Portugal, 1 from Palestine, and then 1, I don't know where the Aldi's one is from, to be really honest. I think it says it's a product of the world, and it might be sourced from...
It says it's Portugal. It could be a multitude of countries based on the code that's on the bottle. So that's usually what the cheap ones do. They will source from multiple countries, and depending on what bottle you get, you may get a completely different country.
It did rank higher on our list I would be curious to try that one again now that we
know.
Well, now that we have a point of reference. I think the reason we both gave it a 7 was essentially just we didn't have a point of reference. So I'm curious now that we've tried all the other ones, when we go back, if it will still stand at the top of our list or if it'll fall down a little bit.
That leaves the last one, which is the trendiest one on social media.
Yeah. All right. So we also have Graza, which is one of the only olive oils we have in plastic. I've used Graza in the past. It's a product I really enjoy. I try to avoid plastic stuff, but it is trendy. I think if you're going to use it and you use it regularly, as long as it's not sitting for a long period of time, you should be fine with it. The only other olive oil we have in the list that was in plastic was the one from Aldi. And that's the one I ended up putting at like 8.5.
It is technically from Spain.
All right, so let's go ahead and retaste the one that we did first, which was the Italian olive oil. So I think I want to mix these up a little bit. Now that I've kind of tasted them, I think I want to change out number 6 and number 2. Because I think this has a little bit of a punch, but I think I like how that one does it better. It has a little bit of a sweetness and just a little bit more well balanced.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so these are kind of our final selection in order from least favorite to favorite. A few things that I would probably note is that while companies like Graza are a little higher than a smaller farm like Wildly Virgin, I think that I personally would tend to gravitate towards sourcing things from smaller mom and pop farms. So like for me, I'm going to keep reaching for Wildly Virgin, probably over Graza. However, a lot of the things that play into that are also going to be convenient. So at least where we are, you can't buy Wildly Virgin on the shelf. I order it and it takes a little bit of time to get here. So you kind of have to plan ahead. If you were on the run, the olive oil in this that you would end up being able to find would be the Italian one, or which was our second to the bottom, or the Graza. Everything else we either order directly through the company or online in general. And we, like we said, are not the experts on this. We're just doing it for fun and kicks and giggles. So I would say go out and build your olive oil collection and kind of compare and see what you like best. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you would like and subscribe, we'd love to catch you next time with a recipe video or whatever other shenanigans we're up to. And thank you for your support. Hope you have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. She keeps jumping every time I clap.
Blinking, probably.
Oh, it's so tart.
Oh, wow. Was it supposed to be that tart?
Can you tidy up your area?
Yeah.
He's the crummy person.
I made a mess.
Ow, I hit my foot.